Plaintiff Crystal Johnson says the defendant is a negligent mother who had 3 cases of child endangerment against her because she allows drugs to be used in and sold from her home. Crystal is suing because she claims the defendant's 13-year-old son caused her to crash her scooter. Defendant Darsharie McMullen admits to having child endangerment cases against her, but says that was the past and she does not allow drug use in her home. Darsharie insists the scooter incident was an accident and she's countersuing Crystal for harassment.
Start with you.
First of all, Your Honor, I'm a mother, and your kids are a product of you. I know Darsharie, she lives across the street from my god sister, which her house is known as a drug house. Her father smokes crack in front of her children. She herself has 3 child endangerment,
Really?
attempt for drug abuse and theft, and I have the papers right here.
Well, let me ask her first. Ma'am, is this true?
Actually, my house is not a drug house, nor does my dad smoke crack in front of my kids. And as far as my cases, that's my past. I'm not that person.
Okay.
After 3 child endangerment is 3 children. It's not 3 different cases.
Okay. When was the last time?
2005.
What changed?
Me, myself, I grew up, matured, got better. My mother's a pastor.
Okay.
We prayed, and I'm a changed person.
Okay.
And
Go
2
ahead.
years ago, they had a drug invasion, robbery invasion, where she was shot in the pelvis. She told me this herself. I have the article of that.
Ma'am?
And that was just 2 years ago.
I did get shot during the home invasion.
Oh, okay.
2 years ago.
She was a victim. How do you blame her for being a victim?
Because her boyfriend sell heroin. It's a robbery from her boyfriend selling heroin.
First off, my boyfriend does not sell drugs. Second off, what do he got to do with me?
Just like
She's saying that where you live, ma'am, has created a bad environment for your children. You've been charged with child endangerment.
And
She has me an article saying that they came in and demanded money from you at gunpoint, and when you told them you had no money, they shot you in the pelvis. So her point is that she believes you live a destructive life, which has caused her some pain and suffering of some sort, because that's what she's suing for. She says as of 2012, you told her that she was shot, and did she tell you why, though?
She said they tried to rob her. And the guy
Because
her boyfriend sells heroin.
At that time, he was not even staying with me. He was staying around the corner from the incident.
She also told me that she told him he could not have that around her house no more.
Okay.
Yes, because in 2005, I was staying with them, and
when did you tell him he couldn't have it around the house?
In 2005, when I got raided.
That's when you told him?
I was staying with him and his family, and we was raided in the house.
That's the last time you told him?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
Then you have a theft in 07. It shows, first of all, just like her son.
Shows that she might live in a bad neighborhood,
She don't have no control over her kids. She don't have no control. Her son sits on the corner. He's on the corner at all times of nights, just like when the incident happened. She pulls up and she says, "What you doing over here? You're not supposed to be over here."
Yeah, he was getting a ride with.
Hold on. That's the incident you're about to tell me you're suing her for?
Yes.
Let me get some background from you before we get into this incident. You want to tell me anything about yourself, about your association with her?
Actually, this is the first time I ever met her before this incident. While she's talking about me, her family was involved in a bar brawl because she thinks she's somebody because her brother played for the NFL.
Who was? My name. I was in it with the papers.
You was there. You admitted to being there. Her and her family. I have the news article. Also, the person that was involved.
My name.
She ended up getting 14 stitches in her head because her and her family, they was rooting for the wrong team.
Say Crystal,
please.
They were rooting for the wrong team.
Man. They were rooting for the wrong team.
And they got jumped at a bar.
And Crystal's name is nowhere in there because Crystal wasn't there.
Ma'am, you got one more time and I'm going to dismiss your case, Crystal. Your name is here. Go ahead. So what are you suing her for today?
Well, me and my sister were riding our scooters, but you have to have a motorcycle license for because they're pretty big scooters. Her son threw the ball. How they play curveball at home. Threw the ball hit the front tire of my scooter. And I went sliding down where I got injuries to both elbows, knees, my hip, and everything. Ambulance and police coming at the time. He laughing. He think everything is funny. All the while, the officers have a talk with him for an hour, talking about, it's not funny. You could have killed her.
He was smiling because he was nervous. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't laughing at the incident.
Quiet, ma'am.
And then he calls her. She tells me I'm gonna pay for everything. Then she winds up popping up. She pops up. She's sitting in the van. She get out of the van. She sits on the neighbor's porch. Never say how you doing. You okay? Nothing to that sort. I mean, she never said anything, but he thought everything was funny. Just like she said, she's tired of him. Okay. She want him to go to the DH. Because he always into trouble. And she even told me that herself, too.
Well, we know that she has been charged with child endangerment a few times, so we know there's a possibility that she was negligent in the supervision of her child, and that is what is required to hold her responsible in my court. Now, the amount you're suing her for, how do you come about that? And were there any other damages other than the pain and suffering?
My shoes got tore up. I have holes in my shoes.
Why aren't you suing for that? Oh, you just still keeping them? You walking around?
No. My insurance, first of all, my insurance totaled my scooter out. They paid me for my scooter.
All right.
And they paid for my medical.
But not the pain and suffering.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what type of pain and suffering did you endure?
I wasn't able to walk because my left leg was so swollen. And 4 days later, I wound up in emergency because the right one got infected. I had to go to the wound doctor and everything.
That's pain and suffering for sure. All right, ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
First off, I wasn't there, so I just know what my son told me. When I come to the scene, she she was talking about her shoes, so I didn't say that initially because I had talked to her on the phone. When I talked to her on the phone, she just said my son knocked her off the bike, and my initial reaction was to say, I'm sorry. If there's anything I could do, let me know. That's what I said. So then on the scene, the police paramedics come. They ruled it an accident. I had the police report. It was ruled an accident.
Okay, let's see it.
So
what did your son tell you? What did he say happened?
He said the ball hit the curb and was in the street as she rolled the basketball over. She had time to stop.
Your son tell you she had time to stop?
He's here, yes.
Oh, okay, well, let's invite him in. All right, he just thinks she didn't want to stop, huh? She had time to, but just didn't feel like it.
Right, who just wants to fall, who just wants to hit him? Who would do it? Who would do it?
How old is your son?
He's 13.
All right, and you have something that says it was an accident. This doesn't.
It should. It was a ruled accident.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you read it for me. You can come up, I'll let you approach the bench, please. And get this, and read where it says it was ruled an accident, because that's what you told me that paper says. You can go back and you can take a look. And while you read it to yourself, so that you can be prepared to show me what I missed, I'll listen to your son. Young man, state your name.
Giovanni Porter.
You want to tell me what happened the day that her bike was damaged? Her scooter?
Basketball hoop was on the curb. Then I was going to play basketball. The ball hit off the curb and then...
How?
And
you were bouncing it?
Yeah.
And where were you all?
It was...
You were in the street?
Yeah, because basketball hoop was in the street.
Okay, the hoop was in the street.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to get out the street and then...
Okay.
I was like...
You say she could have stopped? Your mother says she could have stopped if she wanted to.
Yeah, because the ball was going slow into the street.
Why don't you think she wanted to stop? You have any idea? I think she just probably felt like running it over, huh?
Probably.
Probably. Got it. All right. Ma'am, you have the part that shows me it was an accident.
No, I don't see it on here, but it was on there.
It was?
It's the wrong paper.
It was on there when you handed it to me.
I must have got my paperwork mixed up.
All right.
I have pictures of my injuries.
No, that's enough, ma'am. Secondly, your counterclaim for harassment is for what?
Because she came to my house 3 times, called my house 3 times a day. She gave her phone number to her godmother, her god sister across the street.
It's called collections.
And she threatened me on the phone if I didn't.
What did she say? You have evidence of that?
No.
Did you threaten her?
No, the god sister did.
You just heard her say no, you have no evidence.
First you said it was me.
Let's get to my judgment. First of all, it is illegal to play basketball in the street, even though kids do it all the time, and their parents allow them to do it. It's not legal.
He was over his friend's house.
I understand. Wherever he was, it was illegal. Your son was engaged in illegal activity.
Right.
And you were nowhere around, as she is claiming that you have engaged in negligence.
Practice.
Oh, he was at football practice.
He was at his friend's house where he'd get a ride from every day.
You said football practice.
He was on his way to football practice. Yes.
On his way to football practice. On his way to football practice, shooting basketball in the street. Gotcha. Judgment, that's enough, ma'am. That's enough. $2,500 for the plaintiff. Your claim of harassment is dismissed, ma'am. Her calling you is called collections. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
You tried it. You tried it. You ain't even a mother. You ain't even a mother mother to your child. Be a better mother.
I got
Be a
5
better
kids
mother.
and I'm a good mom.
No, you're not. No,
yes,
you're
I am.
not. No,
You don't
you're
even
not.
know me.
No, you're not. You wouldn't
don't
have
even
no
know me while y'all beating people up at
You wouldn't have no
bars
child
because they not rooting
endangerment.
for football teams.
And Crystal's name ain't nowhere in it.
I am a good mom. You better ask about me. You better ask about me.
You better ask about me.
You know, you better ask
You
about
better
me.
ask about me. I can fight.
Can you?
I was raised.
As old as you are, you talking about fighting?
It's like I said, the way I was raised, your child should have been at home like mine do. Be a better mom.
You don't know what I am. I got 5 kids and they raised well. You better ask about me.
No, you better ask about me. You already know though.
Ain't nobody scared of you.
I ain't say you had to be scared.
Looking like a black and mild.
I ain't say you had to be scared. I ain't say you had to be scared. You gotta go back home.